Nearly 18 months into Russia's all-out war in Ukraine, Kyiv says it still can't properly protect its airspace. And despite having big hopes, it doesn't expect that to change any time soon. A Ukrainian Air Force spokesman says it's clear that the American-made F-16 warplanes won't be part of Ukraine's defense force against Russia this year. Ukraine has persistently lobbied its Western allies for those fighter jets. And meanwhile, the first cargo ship to depart the port city of Odessa since Moscow pulled out of the Black Sea grain deal has now reached Romanian waters. Well, CNN's Nick joins us now from Dnipro, Ukraine. Good to have you with us, Nick. So no F-16 fighter jets in Ukraine expected this year. What's with the hold-up?
Yeah, look, this is always going to be a huge technical challenge to supply these high-tech jets and get people trained to use them. Linda, let me just let you understand what's happening around us. That noise is an air raid siren, happens 4 or 5 times a day, and people, frankly, are just used to hearing it. This is a central street in Dnipro, a major city, and this is essentially saying to people that there is somewhere in Ukraine's airspace inbound missiles or jets, and their lives could be at risk. They don't know where it's necessarily going to land, but it's so frequent that people really can't maintain their normal lives if they react to every single noise like that. Now that's why Ukraine needs F-16s. They want to use them on the front line to push Russians further out, to stop Russian air superiority, making their counter-offensive a very hard task. Russian jets can drop half-metric-ton bombs at will on Ukrainian positions. But if you want to try and have the discussion about geopolitically where should Ukraine be in terms of its air support, in terms of its air defences, it's hearing this noise at this volume, this frequently, that gives you an idea as to why emotionally Ukrainians feel there shouldn't even be a discussion. Linda?
Yeah, it is just incredible seeing those pictures of people going about their everyday life in the midst of those air sirens almost 18 months into this war. Nick, you, of course, have just been on the front lines going into a village in the Donetsk region that has just been recaptured by Ukraine. What did you find?
Yeah, the Urozhenie village is tiny. These villages are tiny. They're not consequential in themselves, but they are evidence that Ukraine is moving forwards, despite Western analysts saying this isn't going as far as it necessarily could, as fast as it necessarily could. And it's also, frankly, a reason why these air raid sirens are relevant too. They need air superiority, or air support at least, to move faster. But still, the motion is there, and the fight is very slow and very bitter, as we heard.
There may be ruin around them, but their direction is forwards. We're with the 35th Ukrainian Marines, the first reporters to get to the outskirts of Urozhenie. Yet another village announced liberated Wednesday. The victories may be small, but are constant.
So, just down here, Urozhenie, yet another town taken as the counter-offensive does move forwards. We were just seeing the neighbouring village taken last week, but they keep moving. Okay. That much incoming, we're getting out of here as quick as we can. While they control Urozhenie, the Russians do everything they can to make it a nightmare for the Ukrainians to be there.
The unit showed us the intense fight captured by drone. This, their tank advancing, dropping a string of anti-mine explosives behind it, they said, which then, once it turned, detonated. The unit released a video of them in the town Wednesday, of how they turned their firepower on what was once a Russian stronghold that shelled them. The company commander recalls many more Russians hidden there than he expected.
Дуже багато. Особливо, коли почали тікати.
Very many died, he says, especially when they started to run, and when they held houses. Lots of them died there. But they were caught as they fled. The smoke around Russians, likely made by cluster munitions. Ukraine has said it is already using some rounds controversially supplied by the United States. We could not confirm if these fired here were the new American cluster bombs, but the losses suffered were clear, and they say their use is less of an ethical dilemma when you're in this brutal fight.
Чомусь одна сторона використовує.
I don't understand it, he says. That side is using whatever they want. Our people are dying from all this, and it's okay. But when the other side die, it's not. I don't understand.
Десант!
His footage shows how young some in the assault were. He has no time for Western analysts who say this should be moving faster.
Можна поїхати завжди до мене в гості.
I would say they can always come to me as a guest and fight with me, he says. If someone believes that you can fly over the minefield on a broom like in Harry Potter, it doesn't happen in a real fight. If you don't understand that, you can sit in your armchair and eat your popcorn.
Отам можуть на дивани попкорн далі їсти і коментувати.
Yeah, you smell it.
Out here, the last month of advances feel both empty and grueling, littered now with Russian dead. They haven't moved perhaps as far as it has felt.
These just empty farm fields in which many have died to take each kilometre.
The Russians mined so hard here, they used this machine to do it. So much damage done, it's hard to imagine what plans Moscow had for here at all, had they kept it.
Now, just a reminder that when you hear those sirens, it isn't always without consequence. We don't know what they were referenced towards, what may have landed inside of Ukraine, but in the last, under a week, we've seen a children's playpen hit outside a hotel in Zaporizhia, a 23-day-old baby hit by artillery shelling in Kherson, and just outside of Dnipro in the Dnipropetrovsk region, there was a loss of electricity for 10,000 people because of infrastructure being targeted. This is daily life in Ukraine for civilians, and that is why, for them, that counter-offensive isn't a question of Western political patience or what level of equipment NATO is willing to supply. It's a simple decision about survival, Linda.
Yeah, Nick, you provide such valuable perspective and insight. Our thanks to you and your team for that remarkable reporting, and please stay safe. Nick, Peyton Walsh there in Dnipro, Ukraine. Well, still to come, the Georgia case against Donald Trump. The former US president and his accused co-conspirators now have just days to surrender. We'll have a live report on the key developments ahead. Plus, a dire situation in northern India as dozens are killed in landslides caused by heavy downpours. An update on the search and rescue efforts when we return.